Flip My Florida Yard is brought to you by the Florida Department of Environmental Protection. Protecting Florida's environment starts with you. What you do in your yard can have an impact on the health of our environment and water resources.
Welcome to Flip My Florida Yard. On today's episode, we're in the Panhandle, flipping a backyard for a young couple with a passion for Florida's environment. Our flip crew designs a dog-safe backyard for our animal-loving homeowners.
I can't wait to introduce our dogs to the backyard.
We showcase ways to reduce stormwater runoff.
We wanted to beautify it a little bit, but also create some functionality down there, hopefully maintaining some of that water in a better fashion.
Then we switch into DIY mode for a fun project for attracting wildlife.
This is a really simple way to attract wildlife to your yard. And tree frogs love to hide out in here. I love frogs.
We show you ways to take your rain barrel game up a notch.
Once this rain barrel gets full, it's going to come down this tube here, and Carrie and I have it kind of woven throughout the bed here.
Our experts share important landscaping tips.
How important is that when you're laying these plants out for a landscape?
Well, it is. It's very important.
And not even a rainstorm can stop this flip.
Oh, rain!
All this and more on Flip My Florida Yard. We're knocking on doors.
So excited.
And flipping yards into beautiful Florida-friendly landscapes, and all in 8 hours.
Is this really happening? Who's ready? Organized chaos.
Experts show us how to use Florida-friendly landscaping principles.
Putting the right plant in the right place.
Water efficiently.
Very low maintenance.
Fertilize appropriately.
All leading up to a dramatic reveal.
The best surprise of our whole life.
We're here in Pensacola. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day to flip a yard. You guys ready to flip a yard? Yeah! All right, that's what I'm talking about. Let's go meet the homeowners. Tim, Logan,
Hi.
and dogs.
Yes.
Come on out here. Are you ready for this?
Yes, we are.
Better be.
Yeah.
We're here to flip your yard. What are you thinking right now?
I'm so excited, nervous. Nervous? Yes.
We're the McDonald.
Sullivan family.
I mean, honestly, we didn't think we were gonna get picked.
We moved in about a year ago. We haven't really done much with it besides put in an irrigation system.
We put together a video submission, and here we are now.
We want to give back to the watershed that we enjoy.
We love living in this neighborhood.
We walk our dogs pretty much almost every other night.
That was really important, especially considering we were moving into a newer development neighborhood, that we did our part considering that impact to make sure our yard could have a positive impact on our waters here that we love to enjoy, and part of the reason we moved here. So in our backyard right now, it's mostly grass on a steep incline. We do have some great forested area behind us. We'd like our yard to feel more naturally transitioning between the two, so we can enjoy things that we see like deer, foxes, all sorts of birds and frogs, and also something that can hold up to our two rambunctious dogs. That's a sturdy yard and also reduces our impact on the environment.
I really think you're gonna like what we're gonna do, okay? So, but before you guys take off, I wanna introduce you to your flip crew. You ready?
Yes,
Yeah.
we are.
This is your flip crew. Yeah! Are you guys ready to go?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
we're
are.
ready.
Are the dogs ready?
Yeah.
You guys ready? All right, off to your car. Yeah! Otis is not ready, okay?
He's ready.
Now Otis is ready. I think we were a little loud for Otis. Okay, you guys know where you're going, right?
Yes.
Okay, we'll see you around 4 o'clock, all right?
All right.
All right, thank you.
Okay, the homeowners are gone. Let the fun begin. Bring it in here, bring it in here. That's too much. Back it up, back it up, back it up. Right there, there we go. Okay, the homeowners just left. You know what that means? We have 8 hours to flip this Florida yard. Who's ready? Yeah! All right, go! Go, 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 go! Here we go!
So you might be asking, where did all the grass go? Well, yesterday, the crew removed sod around the fence, but in the process, the heavy machinery driving on the steep slope damaged all the grass in the middle of the backyard. That damaged sod has to be replaced with new sod before the flip is complete.
Well, welcome to Tim and Logan's backyard. As you can see, it's a really large space. I don't know if you can tell, but it is on a massive slope here. This is one of the challenges that Andy and his crew are dealing with, is trying to landscape with such a steep grade here. And it goes right into this retention wildlife area back here. But check this out. The paver crew came in yesterday and pre-installed a circular paver patio. But right now, just a whole lot of dirt.
Probably the biggest thing that scares me is the timeline. There's a lot of work to be done in a very short amount of time. You guys ready to do this thing?
Yeah.
All right. Our flip designer, Andy Wallace, is tasked with taking all this dirt and transforming it into something both beautiful and Florida-friendly.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
You guys have got a head start on this backyard here, Andy.
We did. We had to.
This slope.
Yeah.
And if you can look back here and see what we're dealing with here, talk about as a designer, some of the challenges that you face designing for a yard like this, Andy.
That was the #1 challenge that we had here, was the grade, was the slope. It makes it difficult on where you can place things. You have to be strategic on what you're placing and why. So the main goal here was to try to keep as much water as possible on this property before hitting this retainage wetland area back here.
There's a significant slope to this yard. They have 2 dogs, and they spend a lot of time outside. So they wanted some more usable space, but also something nicer to look at.
Well, let's look at your design and kind of give us a sense of where we're going today.
Sure. The whole goal of this was to create some clusters of like plant material, trees, shrubs, flowers.
For some impact, right?
Yeah, for some impact, not only to look at, but also some impact for the environment and help with some of this runoff.
Because the idea of that is that you've got water coming off this slope here and it's going to hit that bed. You've got a lot of plants that need nutrients, need food, and they're going to suck that up before it gets off to the retention pond.
Absolutely, exactly that.
Take me around this pavered patio here. This looks really nice here.
Yeah, we wanted to obviously give them a space to be able to sit out there and enjoy it. It's probably one of the only flat surfaces on this yard. So we tried to maximize that as much as possible while creating a nice backdrop of Florida-friendly plants and trees.
Well, and this is really going to be that spot where they can sit and look out and kind of enjoy not only what's in their yard, but what's beyond it. This yard is really going to have a lot of Florida-friendly features when we're done with it.
That was one, obviously, the main goal of this is to not only plant stuff that does well here, but is friendly and helps tie in this outside environment. They have a beautiful backdrop here, so really just trying to accentuate what's already here.
This is when the stars arrive, the plants and trees. How you doing, sir?
Good, you?
All right, you bring us some good plants?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're here.
Reducing stormwater runoff is one of the most important Florida-friendly landscaping principles because stormwater pollution is the biggest source of water quality degradation in the state. To address these situations, we're looking at a couple of things. One is a rain barrel that will take some of the runoff from the roof and hold it so it doesn't become stormwater runoff. They can use it later. And then there's a buffer of plants at the base of the fence before you get to the stormwater pond that can kind of slow down and hold that runoff from becoming a problem further down the road.
Our flip foreman, Paul Smith, has 15 years of landscaping experience in Northwest Florida.
Paul, morning. How you doing?
He offers up some tips for planting a new landscape.
What's going through your head as you're laying these plants out, Paul?
What a lot of mistakes I see is homeowners come in, they'll put smaller plants behind bigger plants, and then in a year down the road, you'll see tall forward. So we really kind of focus on layering stuff. We have taller stuff that's going to grow a little bit higher than the things in front of it.
So we're kind of tearing up towards the fence here.
Correct.
Let's talk about plant spacing. How important is that when you're laying these plants out for a landscape?
Well, it is. It's very important because, again, in about a year from now, you'll start getting really crowded areas, and it's harder to maintain. So what I normally do is anywhere with a plant that's going to grow 3 feet wide, I'm usually anywhere around 3 to 4 feet apart.
But there is that desire from day one to have this thing look full and colorful. So you're saying resist that a little bit, because down the road, it's just gonna be better.
Correct.
Can I move this one?
Yeah.
Move it to right there. There you go. Is that good? Now I played a role in this. You know, most of us have heard of stormwater infrastructure, storm drains, retention ponds, but have you heard of green stormwater infrastructure?
So from stormwater management, we're trying to change the way that we do development.
Here to explain is Dr. Eben Bean.
Green stormwater infrastructure is intended to basically bring nature-based solutions into the developed environment so that we capture, infiltrate, and treat that stormwater using the natural biology, the natural processes in plants before that water goes into our water bodies like the lagoons, the rivers, the ponds, and our oceans. You think about it kind of like the dinner plate. You take the dinner plate to the sink and you turn on the water. That very first amount of water, it takes off a lot of those pollutants and washes those down the drain. Well, in this case, the drain is a lot of times our water bodies. And so if we don't take those pollutants, that food that gets washed off, then it ends up in that water body. One of the ways that homeowners can address stormwater is to follow the Florida-friendly landscaping principle of reducing stormwater runoff, looking at rain gardens, replacing some of our concrete with permeable pavements, using cisterns or rain barrels to capture some of that roof runoff and use that more in the landscape. And then finally, fertilizing appropriately. That prevents us from washing more fertilizers and nutrients off into our water bodies. We've seen over the years where some of the ways that we manage stormwater, the pollutants that are coming into those waters, are coming from our residential areas. Water is such a part of our culture and who we are as Floridians. And we have to be more responsible about how we manage or take care of our landscapes.
Okay, let's get back to our flip.
We have a lot of frogs in the backyard. We can hear them at night.
Frogs are such cool animals, and they're great indicators of so much that's happening in our environment. And I also have a soft spot for some of our slimy friends that some people don't appreciate. I love frogs.
Yes, she does.
So I know that Logan really, really, really loves frogs. And so I came up with a project that would help attract more frogs to their property.
Logan, she is a frog. What would you say she is what?
A frog fan.
Frog fan.
Yeah.
She loves frogs. And it was your idea to kind of make this, what are we calling this?
Frog resort, frog hotel, you know.
A place where frogs feel safe and welcomed. Kind of take me through what are we doing here, and I guess more importantly, why?
Okay, this is a really simple way to attract wildlife to your yard. These are pieces of PVC, just regular plumber's PVC, and tree frogs love to hide out in here. This is actually a method that amphibian biologists use to capture frogs.
But why would a frog climb in this, Carrie?
So tree frogs are like being kind of vertical.
Yep.
They're, you know, this is similar to a tree. They're going to be attracted to the moisture inside it.
So there'll always be at least this amount of water in here.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
we have a little bit of a drain right here.
Exactly. It'll be a nice humid environment. The frogs can climb in here, and then predators can't get down in there. So it's a safe place for them to hang out and stay cool and not get eaten. We're
really just kind of attaching this to this piece of 2x4 that we cut. This side, I've got a larger hole where I can get the screw through there. And I just have a little bit of a pilot hole in the back there to start it out so we don't crack the PVC. There we go, I think that's good right there.
Yeah, it's great.
Voila.
Yeah.
Frog hotel.
Yeah, do it yourself frog hotel.
So this will hang on her fence and it will attract frogs.
Yeah.
So this is one version, kind of on the fence. Tell us about this other version here, Carrie.
So this is kind of the more traditional frog tube or frog hotel that you might see. We've got a little bit longer length of PVC, cut it at an angle. So we'll just put these in the ground.
Okay.
And so they'll go up and say this is ground level, and they'll just hang out just like this. And so the frogs can climb up and hang out, and you can look down at them and check on them.
So a little bit of a 90 elbow at the end there.
That's right, little frog periscope.
Frog periscope.
Exactly.
All right, well, let's get these installed. 2 hours in, things are looking good. You can already see our flower bed is starting to take shape. Pavers are hard at it. You can hear them cutting pavers in the background, very loud. Go check it on Paul. I noticed this ground is really tough. Talk to me about this ground we're putting in.
It is, which is abnormal for this region. But you can kind of see, I mean, we're digging hard, trying to get these plants in.
Hard dirt, hard work getting these plants in the ground, but you guys are up for it, right?
We're up for it, man.
So let's talk about this border here that you're really using to define these beds. How important it is to have a border like this?
It is very important. The turf we're putting in today is Empire zoysia, and Empire zoysia spreads.
Okay.
And if you do not put some form of barrier on a spreading grass like zoysia, it'll encroach into the beds. You can put it in two different ways. You can sink it, or you can just kind of lay it on top of the ground. Today we laid it on top of the ground, so you can take a weed eater to it and just weed eat the edges whenever you're doing that.
I see. Yeah, to keep it nice and tight.
Correct.
There. Got Andy with a pick and Paul with the shovel. What's going on, guys?
Tough ground.
This ground is really hard and compact, and we're really having trouble digging holes for these plants.
I think we need some machinery.
Machinery? This was broke. Let's get another one.
Let's make some holes.
Paul, a lot of plants going in this
A lot of
yard.
plants.
Let's go through these plants. This is a big part of this Florida-friendly landscaping journey, is being introduced to new plants, learning about them, how they work in your landscape. I've asked you to pick out 3, so take me through some of these and kind of why you picked each one of them.
So the drift rose is one of my
This is
favorite
beautiful,
plants.
man. Look at that sucker.
A lot of bloom. So if landscapers are trying to fulfill a garden and have bloom for 5-6 months of the year, the drift rose is perfect. They do have thorns, but very minor thorns on them.
Okay.
They're pretty low growing, very easy to maintain. Clip them back, shape them however you want to, but one of my favorites.
When we talk about a dog-friendly yard, like what does that really mean?
If an animal's gonna digest something, there's going to be some form of irritant. If an animal was to eat these leaves, you want to do your research. You want to make sure that you select a plant that's not a fatal toxicity to an animal.
Okay, so we've got the rose here. Now, what do we have here?
This is a liriope. So liriope, people can call it a monkey grass or a turf lily. And what's kind of confusing with a turf lily, it's not a turf, nor is it a lily. Monkey grass, liriope grow really well. I use these as a filler. You can plant them pretty close to each other, probably about 1 foot to 1.5 feet. I have 2 dogs. Both my animals lay in this grass all the time. They like the cool, they do. They fluff back up about a day later, and they do really great with high traffic animals.
And then now, what do we got here? This is beautiful.
The shishi camellia, kind of like the staple of the South, right? The beautiful flowers, they bloom late fall, winter time.
Yep.
So it kind of offsets the color of your garden. So if you want color year round, the shishi camellia is the perfect option for a winter bloom.
So it's kind of blooming while other things may be in dormant.
Correct.
Awesome.
Correct.
So there's going to be a lot of color in this backyard.
There will be.
Dog friendly as well?
Dog friendly.
Florida-friendly landscaping is based on 9 principles of how to live and landscape your home in a way that works with the existing ecosystem. The main push behind the program was to prevent pollution of the water bodies around the state.
Let's check in with Tim and Logan as they explore Blackwater River State Park.
This park is best known for the namesake Blackwater River. It is a sandy bottom river that runs through Santa Rosa County, and it's considered the purest water body in our region. When visitors come here to the park, they're looking to do activities on the water, particularly canoeing, kayaking, tubing, and swimming.
We were exploring the trails at Blackwater River State Park today.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. Yeah. You see that red, like right up underneath the tree? Yeah. That's how you know it's a male bird.
And we were even adventurous enough to get our dogs in the water for the first time on a canoe with us.
They're leaning. Both stay on one side.
One of the things we love about the park is obviously the river, one of the big draws, and I've kayaked on it, and it's a gorgeous experience with all the sandbars, and we're definitely gonna have to come back together and explore again. We aren't sure what's happening back in our yard right now. We're a little nervous, but mostly excited.
Yeah, they're probably taking it apart and hopefully putting it back together.
It's noon o'clock here in Tim and Logan's backyard, and we still have a lot to do. As you can see, we have all of our flower beds defined with our metal barrier. We're starting to put down pine straw. I think most of our plants are in. Thank you, Mr. Auger. We still have a rain barrel to install, and we still have a whole lot of sod to put down on this backyard. What's the technique here, Ricky?
Just going back and forth, getting sand in and out of these cracks.
You talking about laying pavers, how important is that sand in between these pavers?
It's very important. The biggest reason would be to interlock them, keep them from shifting, moving, make sure they don't sink, keeping that pad nice and level.
I mean, for a homeowner, what's the value of going through the time and energy and expense of doing a pavered patio like this?
Just giving you something that's an area that you look forward to going to, sitting down at, in my opinion, is better than concrete. You don't have to worry about it cracking. Shifting with, the sand, soil, pavers, if it ever moves, you can always pick it up and adjust it and re-level.
Ricky, let's walk over here. I want to talk about something else you've been working on today here, right? First off, what do we call it?
I would say we call it a pedestal.
A pedestal, a rain barrel pedestal. You know, I asked you to build this for me because, look, I knew that the homeowners wanted a rain barrel. When you have a rain barrel, you have to have a place to put it.
The first part was figuring out the design. After we figured out the design, digging out dirt, putting in our final base that we need, compacting it, then placing the stones, you know, to meet that shape, cutting them, and then coming in with the pavers on top to match the paver pad.
I mean, this is really what you're using to assess the height, right? You want
Correct.
Just enough, high enough there where they can turn that faucet and the water will drain in there. Obviously, this is gravity fed, so it needs to be a little higher. I appreciate you taking the time and effort to make what I think is a jam up rain barrel pedestal.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, man. Tom Wickman from Florida Friendly Landscaping Program shares with us some yard maintenance tips on proper pruning.
Anyone with trees in a landscape is gonna need to know how to do a three-point cut. Three-point cut is used to protect the tree from being damaged when you're pruning off limbs. So any limb that has a lot of weight on it, anything really bigger than an inch or so, you need to be thinking about using a three-point cut. Number one, you're gonna come out about 6 to 8 inches from the trunk, and you're gonna undercut that branch about halfway. Then you're gonna go out an inch or so from that and go from the top and remove that limb. It'll break off right there, and it's not gonna rip the bark from the trunk. That's what we wanna be careful about doing. Once that branch is removed, it's time for that third cut, okay? That third piece of the three-point cut. And we're gonna cut just outside of the branch collar, that swollen area where that branch intersects the trunk. And that will allow that tree to wall off the injury and protect it from decay. If you're at all hesitant about how big a limb is or how much weight it may carry, maybe you consult a certified arborist to take care of that limb for you. A three-point cut is a simple skill. It just takes a little bit of practice. But if you master this technique, you'll really protect your trees and they'll be able to wall off injury.
And now, back to our flip.
Oh my gosh. Oh, rain! Ben!
Put on top.
Ready for action. The rain let up just enough for me and Carrie to install the new rain barrel.
Rain barrels are really great, easy do-it-yourself features that homeowners can add to their landscape. Because we get so much rainfall, collecting some of that rainwater, harvesting it in a rain barrel or a cistern is a great way to reduce the amount of stormwater runoff from your property. It's also a great way to reuse that water later on if you want to hand water.
What Carrie's working on over here is what we call a little bit of a overfill system. You know, once this rain barrel gets full, and it will get full.
Very quickly.
We get a lot of rain here, right?
Yes.
So what's gonna happen when this water gets here, it's gonna come down this tube here, and Carrie and I have it kind of woven throughout the bed, and Carrie's been putting, what, just holes?
Just little holes about every foot, kind of homemade drip irrigation.
You ready to see if it works?
Yeah.
All right, let's turn it on and see what happens. So, Carrie, it's working.
Yeah, it's working great. So this relieves pressure. It sends the excess water off this way, and then we're able to reuse it. So it goes right into the root zone, exactly where the plants need it.
All right, let's cover up our poly pipe here.
With only a few minutes until the homeowners show up, it's an all-out dash to the finish line.
All right, froggies, we now have vacancy. Oh my gosh, Andy, we're done, right?
Yeah, we got the last couple pieces going down right here.
Last couple pieces going down. We got the homeowners. They're out there in the front getting ready. I'm gonna get the homeowners, and I'll meet you here in 5 minutes.
You got it.
This yard is officially flipped. They're here. Well, first of all, how was your day?
It was awesome.
Great. We had a blast exploring.
Well, before we start, I have to put some glasses on you. Grab one of those orange slice glasses there. There we go, coming this way.
Right.
At this rate, we'll get there in about 30 minutes.
All right.
Okay, so we're spin, 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 spin. Okay, Logan, you look ready.
I'm ready.
Tim, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's do this. Are you guys ready?
Yeah! All right.
1, 2, 3, remove your glasses.
Dogs will be running through here?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's fantastic.
Before, Tim and Logan had a typical backyard for a new home development, full of thirsty grass. Today, that grass has been replaced with over 200 plants and trees, but leaving plenty of functional turf for Otis and Ari to play on. A frog hotel and bird feeder to attract wildlife. A rain barrel to divert and save water. And a buffer zone full of Florida-friendly plants and trees to absorb nutrients before it runs into the local watershed. In a short time, this yard will attract bees, butterflies, birds, and yes, plenty of frogs. It's a Florida-friendly landscape. It's good for the environment, and of course, good for Otis and Ari.
It's amazing.
Yeah, we can't believe it.
I didn't expect all this.
Now that we have a Florida-friendly landscape, we're really excited to share that with our neighbors, our friends, our family. They can also bring that into their own yard and make an impact.
Here's your landscape manual, Florida-friendly landscaping,
Fantastic.
everything you need to know.
I can't wait to introduce our dogs to the backyard.
Gonna allow us to see more wildlife
Yeah.
in our yard and have less impact on the pond.
Ah.
Oh, so pretty, a little bird feeder. Nice little hiding spot for our frog friends.
And little spots for frogs, too.
Yes, most importantly, maybe.
We hope Tim and Logan enjoy their new Florida-friendly landscape and that it attracts plenty of wildlife, especially frogs. Well, that's our show. We hope you're inspired to help Florida's environment by starting in your own yard. And remember, everyone doing a little, well, that's a whole lot.
We're enjoying our new yard. Ari and Otis are enjoying having tons of room to play. We figure in another month or so we'll probably have some new frog friends. Thank you, Flip My Florida Yard.
Thank you.
Flip My Florida Yard is brought to you by the Florida Department of Environmental Protection. Protecting Florida's environment starts with you. What you do in your yard can have an impact on the health of our environment and water resources.